Hey everyone, Mary from SVG Cuts here, and I'm super excited for New Year's Eve, which sometimes I forget to plan for New Year's Eve because I'm so busy thinking about Christmas. So hopefully these projects inspire you to start thinking about New Year's and maybe, make some plans, whether you're just going to sit on the couch and make a night of it or what have you, have some friends over or go out. So either way, of course, be safe. But we have some fun three-dimensional projects like this really impressive 3D champagne bottle. And I have my cat Gucci here. She's getting excited for New Year's Eve too. And she coordinates with the color palette of all these projects, so she's very nice. So the three-dimensional champagne bottle is obviously really impressive because it's cool. It's made out of paper. People will be really impressed. And you can either fill it up with some goodies or you can put some tea light candles in here like I've done because it has some holes which it can glow through. So that is really pretty. It could be a nice centerpiece and it holds a standard size cork from a wine bottle, so that's a nice touch too. So we also have a couple fun favor boxes like this Cityscape Favor Box here. And this is super, super simple and quick to whip up. So if you wanted to make a couple of them for some friends, neighbors, or for party favors, it's going to be really quick. We also have this three-dimensional top hat favor box, which you can put some goodies in. You could also make it into a snowman hat for winter, Christmas, or like a leprechaun hat if it was green, or obviously for weddings as like a gift box or a favor box. So it originally started out as just a plain party hat, which you can, if you're feeling silly and you want to take some pictures, if you have anyone coming to your party who's going to like get into it and be silly, you can put it on your head, take some silly pictures, especially if you are drinking a little champagne or some wine or beer or whatever. That's going to make it extra silly, as are these super silly little photo props that will be fun if you have kids around or like I said, if you're having a little champagne, you can get some good silly pictures for New Year's Eve. So if you are taking some pictures, you can of course scrapbook them on this super simple scrapbook page and add it to your growing stash of nice scrapbook pages. So it's real easy to cut the photos out. You just trim some 4x6 photos to the sizes that are listed in your PDF in your download. And you can also use any of these flat elements on any other kind of New Year's Eve project or what have you too. So we've also got a really fun Tuxedo Gift Bag, which is very quick and very simple to put together, and the little 3D bow on the top here is really cute. So this will obviously also work for any kind of formal occasion like a wedding or a prom or what have you. So super fun and simple. So the paper that I have used this time was the Black Currant Stack by DCWV, and I chose it because it has the most black and white papers. I didn't use anything that has pink on it, so I just chose the black and white papers out of here to use because they're nice and elegant and fit with the whole black and white gold, silver, sparkly, shiny look for New Year's Eve. So while I was at the craft store, I also picked up some glitter paper and shiny paper and pretty much anything glittery or shiny that I could find, like some buttons from Joann Fabrics and what have you. So I've got all my pieces cut out, so let's sit down and I'll show you how these go together. So first of all, let's take a look at our cute little Cityscape bag. And the main piece of it is just one shape, and then we've also got this gold piece which gets glued right behind here on the back. And now if you want to, you can cut this piece out again in black and then just glue it right on the back so that it's all black and finished off nicely from behind. If you want to, it's optional. Then all you're going to do is put some glue on this tab here, glue that in place like this, and then just fold up your bottom here, put glue on all three of these tabs, and just fold the bottom into place. Now for our silly photo props, this is just one shape which is cut out 3 times and it's just glued one on top of the other so it's nice and thick. And then all I did was take a hot glue gun and hot glue it right onto my dowel, which I wrapped with glitter tape. So I also did the same thing to the eyeglasses, and I also added this fun little touch here with the 2 pieces of bling sandwiched on the end of a little ribbon. So next for our tuxedo box here, the main part of the bag is just one piece, and as you can see, this looks like it could be the front or the back, obviously the side, and then the front or the back and the side, but there is one little score line here that is not over here, which means that this is the back and this is the front. And the reason that it's scored over here is so that you can fold it flat if you want to fold it up flat like a real gift bag. So first of all, we're just going to glue our shirt piece onto the front like this, and then we're going to just put glue along this side tab here and close it up like this, and then put glue on these 3 tabs on the bottom and fold your bottom into place. Then you can add your little handle here, which goes through the holes on the 2 sides of the bag, and I used a fun little pipe cleaner. Now let me show you how this 3-dimensional bow tie goes together. It's made up of 3 pieces. 2 of them look like this, and then this piece has some score lines so that you can fold it, and it gets folded around the middle of the bow. So to make our bow tie, we're just going to put a dot of glue in the middle, and then one more dot of glue. And I'm trying to curve it without folding it, but if it folds, that's okay too. And we'll just do the same exact thing to the other one, and then layer them on top of each other, and then glue this piece around both sides to finish it off. So next for our little party hat, top hat party hat, we've got 2 pieces here which have some holes which need to be lined up. We're going to glue these 2 pieces together. Then we've also got the top, and then we've got the main piece of the hat. So let's start by putting glue on this end tab on the hat, and then I'm going to fold it around, doing my best to line it up as perfectly as possible. So give it a good chance to dry because we want it to really have a nice hold. And then I can see that it's kind of flared out, like the top is a little bit bigger than the bottom, and the bottom has these 2 holes on either side. So working with the top, I want to fold over all of these tabs like so, and then on the bottom I want to fold them over the opposite way. So I'm just folding every single tab out towards myself. So now I just want to put glue carefully on each tab all the way out to the fold, and if possible I want to get it really on the whole entire tab. So you can take your time a little bit more than me and give a nice even coating of glue around the whole thing on each tab. I guess I did a pretty good job. And then just take your top and place it carefully on top, lining it up and adjusting it as it dries. And give it a few seconds to dry, and then we're just going to flip it over and push down from the other side on these tabs. So now I'm going to take my top piece here, and I want to place one of my circles around it, and I want to be sure that these 2 circles here are lining up with these 2 circles on this tab, and the same goes for the opposite side. So once I've got those in about the right place, all I'm going to do is go around and put glue on each of these tabs. Now it might be a little bit easier if I fold some of them towards myself so I can put glue on them. And I want to work kind of quickly so that the glue doesn't start to dry before I get a chance to start putting them in place. And now I want to start with the tab that has the 2 holes in it so I can be sure that it's lined up. And I'll do the same on the other side. And then I'll just work my way around the hat, bending these tabs into place, and giving them a chance to dry. And then all I'm going to do is put glue on this whole entire surface here, and I'm going to finish it off with this other circle, being sure again to line up these 2 holes and these 2 holes. And then I can just finish it off with a piece of elastic. I found some metallic elastic at Joann Fabric, which is perfect for this. And I just used my own head to measure how much elastic I needed. So next for our other top hat, which looks the same, but it is a container, we've got obviously the lid and we've got the bottom. So the lid is made up of this curved piece with this medium-sized circle, and the bottom is made up of this straight piece with 2 large circles, which I have already glued together, and 1 small circle here. So let's start by making the bottom. All we're going to do is put glue on this whole entire side piece and wrap it around. Then we're just going to hold it while it dries, give it a nice long time to dry, and then bend in all of these tabs and put glue on all of these tabs all the way around, and we're just going to place it right in the center of the brim of our hat here. Then once that is dry, I can take my small circle and I can glue that inside to cover up all those tabs and give it a nice finished look. So next for the lid of our hat, again we've got the curved piece and we've got this piece here. So all we're going to do is curve it around, put glue all along this side tab, and line it up as perfectly as possible here and give it a nice long chance to dry. And once that is all dry, we'll just fold these all over like we've done before a couple times, and we'll just put glue on all of these tabs and place this top right on top, and you can adjust it as you need to while it's drying. So finally, for our 3-dimensional champagne bottle, the lid and the bottom are separately constructed, but they're held together by a hinge, and the hinge is just this little piece here. Then we've also got 4 pieces like this, and I've already glued together 4 of them, so I'll show you how that works in just a second. Then we've also got 4 pieces like this, which I also started to glue together as well. Then we've got the top of our lid, and we've got the bottom here too. So as far as decorative pieces go, there's also 8 of these pieces, which are going to go on the lid of the bottle at the end. And these panels here, which are going to go around the bottom of the bottle. So there's also 8 pieces of vellum, which go on the inside of these bottom panels also. So if you're going to use vellum, I think we should start by gluing your vellum in place on the inside of each of these bottom panels. So for everything, there's pretty much 8 pieces of everything. There's 8 sides to the bottle, so there's 8 bottom pieces, 8 top pieces, 8 top panels, and 8 bottom panels. So the vellum is in place, and now I can go ahead and glue this into place as well on all 8 of my bottom pieces. So next, what we're going to do is put glue on the side tabs of one of the bottom pieces. Now all 8 bottom pieces are identical, so it doesn't matter which ones you glue to each other. You can just grab 2 and start gluing. So what I'm doing is just working my way up one tab at a time. And as soon as one is dry, then I move on to the next, and I give it a chance to dry before I move on and just do the same exact thing to the next piece. So just do this all the way around until you've got all 8 of your pieces glued together. So I've got all 8 of my pieces glued together here, and now all that's left to do is just the same thing I did before in order to close up the bottom of my champagne bottle. So it's a tiny bit trickier to line it up. I'm kind of squeezing it pretty tight to make sure it stays where I want it to as it dries. And I really want to give it a good chance to dry because otherwise it's going to slip out of place, which is not good. And as soon as it's dry, I can move on to the next tab, which is this long one, and finish up these 2. Mine's a little bit off, but as long as you get the idea, that's all that matters. Then all we need to do is put glue on all 8 of these bottom tabs and place our bottom in place like this. Now we can move on to the lid. So we've got 8 pieces like this, and once again it's the same exact principle. I'm just going to put glue on all of these tabs, and I'm just going to start with this bottom one here. I think it's easiest to go from bottom to top. Probably top to bottom is not that much different, whatever floats your boat. And just make sure that it's dry before you move on to the next one. And right here at this fold, it gets folded in a different direction, as you can see. And I'm just lining them up, working my way up to the top. So go ahead and do that to all 8 pieces. So now I've got my lid all assembled here, except for the top. So all I'm going to do is put glue around the whole top on all of those tabs and place this little piece in place. So you can leave it open like this, or if you want, you can put a standard size wine cork in there, which is what I did with mine. So we've also got 8 of these pieces, and they are just going to get glued all the way around like this. And all I did was I put glue on the bottom and on the top, and maybe just one in the middle there, and I glued it down. Or you could put glue on the whole thing if you want to, really doesn't matter. Now for our hinge, it does not matter which side you put it on. You can put it on any of the 8 sides, and all it's going to do is get glued like this. And you can tell because the shape of the top piece perfectly matches one of these bottom sides here. So glue that like this, and then you can go ahead and glue right here onto the bottom part like this. And then your hinge, once it's dry, will work just like a hinge. So there you have it, really fun projects for New Year's Eve. I hope you have fun making them and have a great New Year's. If you make any of these, you'll have to share a photo of them on our Facebook wall or in our forum or on your blog or Instagram or wherever you would like. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, and happy crafting.
Learn more by visiting www.svgcuts.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and watch all of our crafty videos on YouTube. It's a world of crafty content with you in the middle. SVGcuts.com, inspiring you to live creatively and beautifully.